All right, guys, welcome to SportsKhabri with me are Adi and Rishi. And as part of this latest video, we're trying to build the best 11 today. I think that's how we're going to see the best 11 today, and trying to sort of debate it out and see who can fit in where, and yeah, come up with probably a nice and strong 11, a good strong combined world 11 for now. Um, Rishi, easiest choice, bro, for you. What would be the easiest pick on this in this 11 for you at the moment?
Mm, Bro, I think
I think we go from
for
the goalkeeper
me,
itself, right?
Okay, let's go. Let's go goalkeeper. Fine, let's go goalkeeper.
goalkeeper, bro, I don't know. I think it would have to be one of Courtois or somebody like Allison. And I'm again Allison not because he has been that great. I can't legitimate think of any outstanding goalkeepers right now. So probably I'd give it to Courtois.
Hmm. I mean, I think Koto is probably like the universal choice, but this is the fact that he didn't play a lot last year. Is that going to affect anything, Adi, for you?
For me, I think overall, I agree with Rishi. I think in football right now, I don't think there's really a keeper who's at the top of their game week in week out, and let's say in a bit of dominating the their role. I think it is pretty equal. I feel like all goalkeepers are on a par level. I would only put it for Courtois because I think generally what I've seen over the past, not only last year to be fair, uh, past 2, 3, 4 years, I think he's the only one who's been able to sustain a high level of
Hmm. Yeah.
goalkeeping standards. I think everyone has had a bit of lows over the past 3 years. Every goalkeeper who were good at a point of time have had their lows. Like even Anderson struggled last season, in my opinion, and the previous season in Klopp's last season, I think he did struggle. Like for me, I personally, I don't think Allison would be there. I don't think he's the best Premier League goalkeeper. If I had to say, I would if it was a Premier League goalkeeper, I would say someone like Sells has been impressive for me this season because he has been
Mhm.
keeping a lot of clean sheets for a Nottingham Forest team where they concede a lot of shots. So generally, I would say guys like Sells have been better in the Premier League. But yeah, bro, even I think for me personally, I would put Courtois just for the fact that
Mhm.
he's still at a top level and I think he is one of the best keepers right now for me.
Okay, then let's put Courtois in there. Thibaut Courtois. And then, yeah, I think, are we moving to? Yeah, let's move to right back, Rashid. I don't know where you guys stand with modern right backs today, but everyone just seems to be a lot more attacking. I don't know actually. It's a very tough one, but I actually don't know. Who do you go for right back?
I'm going for at least the season he's had right now. I'm going for Hakimi, bro. Like
All
he
right,
just
fair.
bombs and
Okay.
he's just too good in that attack when it comes for
Hmm.
PSG. Like, and I mean, of course, it's not very rarely does one player makes like a season changing impact for like for a team, but I feel a lot of their success has Hakimi also dropping bomb
Hmm.
performances.
Adi?
Same thing with me, bro. Like not Hakimi, but I'm trying to think a right back over there. I don't think the fullbacks have been in full steam the entire season. You want to say Hakimi? I think he was good in the knockout stages for, let's say, PSG, and he's been a bit impressive in attacking front. But as a defensive player, he still gets beaten quite too often. Even against Arsenal, he did get beaten a lot by Martinelli. It's just that he was not able to convert those dribbles and into chance creations. For me personally, every time I've seen Hakimi, he does struggle to defend like well. One on ones, he always struggles. So I wouldn't say he's the best right back out there. I would say he's a good attacking player. Like I think if you were talking about an attacking right back, he is one of the best players there. But for me, it's just an underrated player. I see him play every week, and I think over the past season, I don't think I've seen anyone play at such a high level consistently and Also, he had an injury. For me, it would be Julian Timber, me personally,
No,
because
I
yeah,
agree. I think he's got like a very solid balance. Like that's the, even for when I was thinking about like just the balance between going forward and defending. Like when I think about it, I actually think Urin Timber is one of those only guys who can do it.
yeah.
He's again very good
No, bro.
defensively also. So yeah,
Even I agree because like even against PSG, I think he was Arsenal's best player over the not only two
yeah.
games, 3 games. Because I remember they played even at Emirates the first time. I remember he
Mm.
was very good that first game. He locked up Barcola that first game. And I think he's, for me personally, stylistically, I would prefer a player who's well balanced over a ultra attacking wing back who he literally plays like a wing back. I don't think he's a genuine right back. And you could see how he struggled against Chelsea in the World Cup final. Like you just go watch that game, he was nowhere there. Like it is just the fact that if a team is pressing, etc., I think they tend to struggle. So for me, it would be Timber. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, I think even I would say Timber itself, just in terms of like the overall package story receipts. I think it's close to one here. I think
Yeah,
just like
I
that.
have a feeling a lot of Arsenal players are going
No,
to
no,
go
it's
in
not.
there,
No, no. I think
and I'm
Timber is
going to
one of
be
those.
very
One of
helpless
those.
about it.
No,
No, bro.
Timber
I
genuinely. I think
genuinely. Okay,
even I
can you
genuinely
name
think
another
Timber is one of
right back
those.
better than him? Like for
Yeah, I
example,
don't
like
think. I
Yeah,
don't
for
think I've
you
got
can
any
put the
me,
others.
names in.
it
Or,
would
So,
be
yeah,
Hakimi. For me, it was Hakimi because he has
bro,
been very.
my
Of course.
point is, Rishi. Okay, wait. Let's
Hmm.
say tomorrow you're gonna park the bus. Do you trust Hakimi to defend 1-on-1? It's very simple.
I don't
But
think you would.
we are
That's
not
true.
basing a team out on what how we're going to play. No, it's based on who
No, it
has
is.
had
Rishi,
the
you're
best
holding a
season.
position. Dude, wait, I'll give you a simple thing. With the PSG team, you look at the way they defend. It is not only that their wing backs isolated, they're very weak defenders. Even Nuno Mendes,
True,
he gets beaten a lot. Hakimi
true,
gets
they
beaten a
do.
lot. You look at the team, it was Desiree Doué who was tracking back every single time, at least when
It
I watched.
true,
I
very
watched
true.
Cavaselia. He's the one who's tracking back and making the defensive actions. My point is, as a right back, it's not numbers of scoring goals or not. If you're talking about that, we can talk about. If you're talking about an attacking fullback, I think Trent Alexander-Arnold is
Trent
much
is
higher of
probably one
like
of the
Hakimi
best.
in
Yeah.
every aspect. So you would you put Tar right now? I wouldn't mind if you're only talking about an attacking output,
No, I
because
think
for
I
me,
think bro. Enough if for a balance, I really think Timber is up right up there.
Okay,
yeah,
fair
like,
enough.
Even
and
I
I
think
have a
Fair enough.
bias
Fair
because
enough.
I watched him,
no, yeah.
but
Every week, yeah, and you see him, and he's quality, and he can dribble. Like he can really dribble. Like
And yeah,
Hmm.
and one more thing, I do feel like he was the better player against PSG also. It is because he was holding
mm,
the wing the entire time. But against PSG, Arsenal, when I watched, Martinelli was beating Hakimi a lot very easily. So like I wouldn't say
yeah.
he's the best defender out there per se.
Mm.
Hmm.
Let's do centre backs as a pair then. Rishi, your centre back pair.
Ooh, centre back pair. I don't know. I'm so for me, I feel one of the defenders who I feel have been very consistent over the past few years would be William Saliba,
Yeah, and beside him.
and beside him, I don't know. You guys throw in some suggestions.
No,
I want to say
I still think
Van
Van
Dijk.
Dijk is I still think Van Dijk is
Yeah,
one of the best.
yeah, I still think Van Dijk, but
Yeah.
yeah, do you guys have any better
I
recommendations?
would say I mean I would also say Rudiger is right up there for me. So
Bro,
Hmm.
we are talking about 23, 24, 25 season, not 21, 22
yeah,
season,
24.
20.
So that's what I was saying. That's why I said Courtois
Did
also
you
like
watch Rudiger play against Arsenal?
no, but
Like if
that's
you
what I'm
just
saying. Courtois
remember,
also didn't play for a lot. So like Rudiger was also injured.
Rahul, Rudiger played against Arsenal.
No, just because he played against Arsenal, it doesn't mean that he was not injured for the
It's
rest
just
of the
not
season.
that, brother. You look at Real Madrid; they concede 5 goals, 6 goals against
No,
Barcelona
but
5 times.
that's what I'm saying. If we're looking at just the 24-25 season, that way even Courtois was injured for like a huge portion of that.
But it doesn't matter. He's still the best keeper out there. Is the point? Like he when he keeps for Real Madrid, he's literally saving goals
Okay,
like
yeah. I mean,
crazy.
for me,
With
anyways, it was
Rudiger,
not
that's not
Rudiger.
the same
For
case.
me, it was Saliba and Van Dijk, anyways.
Me
Hmm.
personally, I wouldn't put Saliba for this season. I don't think he's been up to the mark. I think Gabriel overall had a better season than
Yeah, I
Saliba
think
itself.
Gabriel had a better season, but I
We're,
don't
we're
know
talking
what
about
it is
this
about
season.
Saliba.
I believe Saliba
There's a lot more confidence.
had a. I think he did struggle this season a lot, like Saliba. Like you get look against Real Madrid, he's the one who made those mistakes. Like even against PSG, he did have a mistake in him. I think
One of the
he had a
Premier League
low
games
year this year.
also.
Sorry?
No, he's
In
had a couple of
one of
mistakes
the
in him
Premier
this
League
year.
games, also, if I'm not wrong,
Yeah,
he
he
gave
has.
the ball
Yeah,
away.
against Crystal
He's had a
Palace,
couple
like
of games.
when they
Ah,
did us
Crystal
good.
Palace, correct.
And
Yeah,
overall, I
I
just
wouldn't
think,
mind. Yeah, going Gabriel and Van Dijk also is not. I think is
again, for
solid.
me personally, I don't think Van Dijk's been great either.
I think he's
Look at
been
the
really good this season.
look at the mistakes and the goals they concede. It's always Van Dijk, one of the biggest crime guy in front. I would, me personally, again, I think this is where I would put like someone like a Pacho in, because I think he's been the best center back
I
in
just
the
haven't
world
seen enough of him, so I
over the
can't.
past 6 months.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Same. I
Yeah, for
just
me, I've seen
unfortunately
him.
haven't seen him
Bro,
enough.
the thing is, we've seen him play against teams like Liverpool. He was the best defender that day. Against Arsenal, I think he was the rock solid player, and he's been that throughout this year. Like even against City, etc., he's been a very very strong defender, and I would put Pacho in. And apart from that, I'm not sure about the right back. Like
Mm.
I
I,
don't know
I,
who I would put.
I still would say at least this season, what I've seen, the most I've seen, I would go Van Dijk and Gabriel.
Yes,
Gabriel's
same.
been
Fair.
injured, Rahul, since January. You can't put him, and he's been
Oh,
injured since.
Gabriel. No, I
He
think
played
this
half a
was
season. Like he didn't play the full season. Unfortunately, you can't.
Saliba and
No, but same with
Van
Courtois,
Dijk.
no?
Yeah, but do you think there's been another keeper who's better? Like today, if you want to have a starting 11, who would it be? It would still be Courtois for
I
me.
still think David Raya is pretty solid, but just so if we're saying
What?
for Gabriel, we can't put him because he's injured. The same applies to Courtois as well.
No, the point is Gabriel got injured in half the season. Like he didn't finish the season off. Like he got injured in Feb. He missed like 4 months of the season. So you can't. I
Yeah,
wouldn't put
but
Gabriel
that's the
over
same with
a guy
Courtois.
like
That's what I'm
Pacho
saying.
because, sorry,
That's the same with Courtois. That's what I'm saying.
bro, Rahul. It's simple with Courtois. He will start in your 11 because he did play the end of the season. He's played.
So how does it matter if he plays the last few games and like that doesn't mean he's played the entire season. He was injured for a long time.
No, this season he played a full year. What are you saying? You're talking about last year's ACL.
Yeah, but he didn't start the season this year.
Rahul, he's played this season. He's been the main keeper, Real Madrid's main keeper. Who do you
Okay,
think is
then
keeping for Real Madrid?
no, right now I know Courtois is back, but I didn't think that he started the season.
He started the UCL. He had an ACL last season. That's where Kepa
I
came
know,
and
but
kept
I'm
for Real
asking you
Madrid
when
last
did he come
season.
back? I don't know when he came back.
Rahul, he kept last year's UCL final, for example. So he's been fit this season the entire time.
Okay. Okay, fair
Yeah,
enough. Then yeah, I would still say, but
I
I don't know. Then either way, I think one of the Arsenal defenders make it. Either Gabriel or Saliba. I think both have been quite good. I just think yeah, Saliba
yeah, but
has a good
that's the
season.
thing. It's a
As
World 11, not Premier League 11. I don't think that. I wouldn't say they deserve to be in the team based on this season. Like that's just a harsh reality. Like
I mean, but dude, like even Gabriel, look at it, he's played 42 games this season. That's not less. That's a lot of games.
no, Rahul, my point is in
Yeah.
the season ending, which is defining, it helps you win trophies. I think that's where you have to get in your best players, right? Like,
Okay, I don't know, but I wouldn't go Pasha because I just
okay,
haven't
I
seen
think you
enough of
guys
him.
both want Van Dijk, right?
Yeah, I think Van Dijk for sure. Yeah,
Hmm.
I think the other one
And
has to be an Arsenal defender, just
you don't
based
have
on the.
Saliba, because
to. It
he's
does.
been
I
more
don't think it
available.
has to be an Arsenal
Yeah, I
defender.
think fine. We can put Saliba in there.
I would put Pacho, bro. I think he's been the best player this season. You guys
Adi,
can
fair
watch
enough, Ashwin, good.
each UCL game, bro. Rahul, it's simple. In the UCL finals, UCL semi-finals, UCL round of 16, William Saliba conceded 4 goals against PSG. He made a mistake
He didn't do
against
it
Real
alone. He
Madrid.
didn't concede the goals alone.
Rahul, the
You
point
can't say
is he
William
didn't make
Saliba
a lot of
conceded four
mistakes,
goals.
bro. He
He
didn't make
didn't
a lot of
concede the
mistakes.
goals
We have to
alone.
agree to. I'm sorry, I'm gonna disagree. I'm watching Arsenal every week. He hasn't been his best. He had a red card this season.
I don't
He
think he's
had a
been
lot of
as good
blunders
as he
this
was
season.
the
You
previous season.
can't call him
I
the
agree.
best center
I
back
think
in the
Gabriel
world.
has I think Gabriel has
Now,
been the better of the two, but you don't want to put Gabriel in, so that means that
I'm telling you
I'm going to
because
go for
Pasha's
the
had a
other
better
obvious choice
season,
for me.
right?
Huh?
For me personally, Pasha's had a better season, and that's off what I'm
I
going.
have not seen Pacho like every week. I don't know what he's done in. I can't. For me personally, I wouldn't put him
You
in.
don't
I
have to
would say
watch a
Saliba or
player every
Gabriel.
week. I'm sure you've not watched Courtois every week, for example.
No, but I've
I'm sure
seen
you've not
enough of
watched
Porto.
Hakimi every week. We haven't watched
I still
Hakimi
feel
every
like
week, but we wanted to put
that's why I said
Hakimi.
for Courtois as well. I haven't seen him this season. So if you guys are saying Courtois, it's fine. But I haven't seen Pacho every week. That's why I wouldn't go Pacho.
So are you saying you're only going to put the players you've seen and not the players who actually are meant to be in the
Absolutely,
11? But
Absolutely.
that's
Yeah. For
not a
me,
world 11. Then I think it would
no,
be
but
just a
I would
matter
still,
of
I will,
who we
I'm
watch every
obviously
week.
not going to put in players that I haven't, I don't feel confident that I have seen enough of. Why will I randomly give you a suggestion when I don't believe in it
No, but
myself?
I'm sure we are okay to put guys like Nuno Mendes at left back, even though we've not watched enough of him. For example,
No, I'm
that's the
not. I'm
point.
not. For me,
Like,
I'm
are you
not.
saying?
Like,
So, are you saying? Okay, okay. So, based on this, you're saying no PSG players will come in the World 11.
I am saying the players that I am not convinced of having really understood their quality. So, for example, a Vitinha, I'm convinced of his quality. I'm just not convinced
Interesting.
of. I just feel like I haven't played enough of emphasis on
Okay, okay, okay.
somebody
I
like a
think it comes
Pacho
down to
or
Rishi.
Nuno
Rishi, who
Mendes.
do you want? I would say Pacho, bro. Honestly, Rishi, who would you put in as the third option?
I mean, I just haven't watched as much. Of course, I've watched the same number of times Hakimi play as much as
Exactly.
Pacho. That is very fair. But it's just that maybe Pacho just goes unnoticed because of the work he does. Like maybe he's going unnoticed. But I just happen to see now. I'm not going to sit and say that like okay because he did his work silently, like not without any highlights. He like goes in. It's just that whatever I saw off the like right flank of Hakimi was much more impactful. That's why I tended like I wanted to put Hakimi in there. I still feel it could be Saliba over like from what I've seen.
Bro, I'm telling you, Saliba has not had a great season this year. Like, I watch every
Yeah, I
week
know, I
of
know. He
Arsenal.
hasn't he hasn't been compared to
He's
the previous seasons, but I still feel amongst the players I've seen would be better than anybody else.
I don't know how that makes sense because he made a lot of mistakes in the crunch time in UCL games in Premier Leagues. I think you have to take that into consideration with calling. Bro, if your centre back's making a rash challenge as a last man, if he's giving away, getting red cards, he's giving away goals. If any other centre back was there, I don't think we'd sit there and be like,
Yeah,
he's the best
actually, you
centre
know
back.
what?
No,
Fair. Like now that I think
no,
about it, like
I
if
still
a
think
centre
Gabriel
back
is
goes
deserving.
goes unnoticed and doesn't concede any goals, that is like a like a positive for him itself. Is it not?
Bro, wait, Gabriel has played 42 games, 5 goals and 3 assists. Like, I think that's a solid, very solid season.
As
And
compared to
I
say
somebody I
Saliba, how
see
many
every
has
I
week.
Saliba
mean,
played?
see, I'm not telling Gabriel's
51.
not
It's
had a
nine. They're
great
9 games
season.
apart. That's not a lot. I'm just
Now,
saying
I
we
agree,
won't put
Saliba. I
Gabriel
mean,
because he's missed
Gabriel
half
has
the
had a
season.
good season, but Pacho just had a better season. That's the sad reality. It doesn't mean that Gabriel's not
I
good.
can't agree with that because I just don't believe it. That's it.
Okay, so Rishi, who would you choose between Gabriel and Pacho if we had to come down to it? Like,
No. Hmm.
I've
I think
watched both, and I
Gabriel.
just think
I
you
think
have to
Gabriel
appreciate
this
the
season.
fact that Pacho's been able to hold that entire PSG defense to a whole. And you saw they
Yeah,
missed
you
him
know
in the
what?
Club
You know
World
what?
Cup
Yeah,
final.
fair enough. Just let's just put Pacho and move on.
Even I think he deserves it, bro. Like, I
Pacho.
wouldn't just say it for the sake of it.
Ooh.
And left
All
back,
right.
Hmm.
Nobody
For
is
me,
really
one of
stood out for me.
yeah, one I don't know, one maybe Guardiol for
what?
the kind of
Please.
attacking returns he has, or say Demarco for the attacking returns he has.
Bro,
I don't know
it's
who
simple.
else.
I think it's Nuno Mendes for me. Like, he's been the best left back, especially the second half of
Or
the
yeah,
season.
or Nuno Mendes. Yes,
For
fair enough.
me, I think there's no real left back this season who's been
Yeah,
consistent
again
overall.
that exactly.
And I think you have to avoid players who are, bro, if you're in the best team winning the UCL, going to the Club World Cup, and I think you have to reward them. They are the best players for a reason. I think it's simple. Like, I think Nuno Mendes, for me personally, I think he's had a great season. I don't know if you guys have any other players in mind. Mind you, there are Serie A players, there
Honestly,
are
not.
No, I have not. I
Bundesliga
have not
players.
seen. I mean, like the only other person, like Rishi mentioned, that I've seen regularly is Dimarco because I've actually watched a lot of Inter this year in the Serie A and in the Champions League. So the only other person that comes to my mind is Dimarco. But
And
again,
DiMarco, we saw what happened to him against
mind you, the fact that Dimarco has
Barcelona.
played in a lot more of an advanced role as well as compared to Nuno Mendes. Plays in a three, and Dimarco plays as a wing back, not a left back. So that obviously is there. But yeah, I would say Demarco. I think Demarco is brilliant. But yeah, I just haven't seen him.
I saw what happened to him against Barcelona, for example. I don't think he's a great defender. Again, that's the problem. He
No,
did
that's
get
what I'm
subbed out
saying.
both the games.
I don't think he's a left back. That's what I've literally said.
Yeah, but even attacking wise, Nuno Mendes is better. He has better numbers. He has better everything.
No,
So
that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about the player I've seen more. That's why I think Demarco. But otherwise, if you guys are convinced of Nuno Mendes, I'm fair with that. I don't have any
I'm
problem
fairly
with Nuno.
convinced of Nuno
Yeah,
Mendes.
let's put
I
Nuno
can't lie.
Mendes.
Yeah, even for me, I think based on this season, I think even Saka did struggle against Nuno Mendes a bit more compared to other, let's say, left backs. And I think you
Mm.
can't argue like goals, assists in the UCL finals, semi-finals, quarterfinals, round of 16. Like you can't. Who else? Which other left back is doing that in the world right now? Can you name me one? I don't think we can.
Let's go to
Okay. Anyway,
the three in the
midfield.
midfield.
Any? I don't. Do you guys have any uh, obvious names for me?
I
I
think
think Declan Rice comes.
Vitinha is just
Rice.
amazing, bro.
Interesting.
Vitinha, yeah, of course, Vitinha. But yeah, I think Vitinha and Rice make it to the team.
Yeah, Vitinha and
Vitinha,
Rice. I
Rice,
think.
and probably
Yeah,
Pedri.
I mean,
I
I
don't know
don't.
about Pedri,
Me
and
personally,
I'm again not very sure about Rice, but I think Vitinha is definitely in there. Um,
he,
but yeah,
I
again, just if
think,
you to have that profile of player, yeah, Declan Rice would be nice just to have that kind of player in the team.
Adi, do you want what's the Joao Neves?
yeah, I think he's been
I
better
love
I
than.
knew,
Joao Neves as
I
well, bro.
knew it.
I think
I would
he's.
have Joao Neves, Vitinha, and Declan Rice. That would be something.
Dude, yeah, I mean, for me with Rice, he's not played CDM this entire season. Again,
No, we
I
don't have to
think
play him as
in the
we'll play
role,
him in an eight and like just
that's
let
the point. I
Vitinha
think
play
in the
in the
role he's
six.
played this season, I think he also had an off season, in my opinion. I think he didn't play his best football compared to the season he had last year, where he did play more of a double pivot role with like Jorginho, etc. He was much better. I think for me personally, I don't think this year the role he played suits him a lot. And I could see him like struggle in games more often. Like I could see him struggling with his fitness more often. I could see him very tired in games, and I could see him that he was not having the same defensive, let's say, like actions and aura like last year. I personally don't think I would put Declan Rice this season, base of the season. Last season, I would have put Declan Rice even over Rodri because I personally think he was much better than Rodri last year. But
Mm.
this year, for me, I don't think, bro. Like I just don't think he's been his
Let's
best year.
let's put Vitinha and Joao Neves. I think that's those two are fairly like I think it's comfortable to go with them. But yeah, again, I'm not too convinced about Declan Rice. I still think he's had a good season. I don't know if he's like worthy of being in the whatever World 11 or whatever we're calling this.
Guys,
Um,
we have teams from other places also. Like we can go
no, that's what
all
I'm
over
saying.
the world.
I'm just thinking like of another midfielder who has really caught my eye. I cannot think of one.
Hakan Çalhanoğlu, maybe.
I would
Bro,
just maybe no. I still think Declan
please.
Rice. If you look at everyone else, everywhere else, I still think Declan Rice and just having that profile
Are
of
you
player would be.
saying guys like,
Or Scott McTominay. I mean, of
Again,
bro?
if
course, he
you
has
again,
played
I have not seen Scott
much
McTominay, but
higher
the
position.
way the Napoli fans talk about him, it does seem like he's had a massive
He
impact on the
he
team.
doesn't play in midfield. I mean, midfield. He almost plays like that box, like
Exactly. So he plays
always
in an
crashes into the box.
eight to
So
ten kind of role, and like
yeah,
yeah, that's what like just
but
the way
has
they
been doing
speak
quite
about him.
well.
Yeah, the way they speak of him, yeah, I think that's a fair shout as well. And some, I think like some fans even say that to the extent that he's the guy who's made the difference for them. So
Hmm.
if fans themselves are going to that extent and saying that about him, then obviously he's done a lot of good things for them.
So you think he's the best, third best midfielder in the world?
I haven't seen enough of him, so I can't confirm it. So
Well,
yeah,
honestly, he isn't. That's the sad part. But
yeah.
yeah, for me again, I think, bro, the season with midfielders, I think it's tough to say who's been the best. Again, like I guess we can also look at players like Pedri, where Barcelona did win the La Liga. They came. There were the semifinals also in in the UCL. I think even with Bayern, I know he had an off season, but guys like Musiala, I think they're much better midfielders overall than just like
No,
a
they're much better
McTominay.
midfielders, but again, we're talking about this season in specific, right? So I don't know. I haven't
Yeah, I
seen
mean
much of
Musiala had a
Musiala.
great season this year. Apart from the last 2 months where he got injured, he was
Okay, I
very
mean, again,
pivotal
I
for
haven't seen
Bayern.
him much.
Not even 2 months. No. When did he get injured? Very recently.
He
He
in the
just got
end, bro, like
injured.
he got injured like after like he had an injury after the UCL game. In the UCL game against Bayer Leverkusen, he dominated. Like he was one of the best players, etc. So yeah, I think there are better midfielders out there. I think it's a matter of can we see. I would say based off on the seasons, I would maybe put Pedri over anyone because of the fact that they won the La Liga, bro. They scored the most amount of goals, and at least Pedri works well for that team more often than not. Like for me
Y'all know me,
personally.
guys. If Pedri's an option, I'm definitely taking Pedri.
I have no idea. I'm not sure about it, but yeah, go for it. Like if you guys are convinced, but I would still say Declan Rice. But yeah, you guys want to put
Yeah,
Pedri in?
that's the
No
thing for
problem.
me. Vitinha and Pedri are almost the same player, so I think it would be a conversation between, let's say, Vitinha or Pedri. Like I don't think it's a conversation between. Bro, look, I feel like looking at the midfield, like the three players are pretty similar. But yeah, I think it's tough. But I would also go with, I would edge with Pedri just for this fact.
Go for it.
And
I think
then
on the
finally,
right, there's
front
no
three.
questions. Like I hope we're not having a conversation at all about it.
I think yeah, what like I think it would be Salah.
Oh, okay, yeah, fine, fair enough. I would say
I'm
Lamine
having
Yamal.
Lamine Yamal.
Yeah, even I would have Lamine Yamal over Salah.
Just
Yeah.
FYI, Lamine Yamal didn't score more than 10 league goals this year. Just for a fact of
Yeah, yeah,
convenience.
I know his numbers. I know his numbers, but again, just the impact and the
Mohamed
way, like
Salah,
just
no.
just the fact that he's
Rafinha was
convincing.
more impactful for Barcelona both with numbers and assists, goals. Lewandowski had a better season, goals, assists.
No,
I,
no, no, fair enough. I know the numbers. The numbers I literally know by heart. But
The eye
like the thing
test
is,
doesn't fail,
again, it's
Adi.
just the
The
eye
eye
test for
test.
me. I just think Lamine Yamal is something else.
Yeah,
Like if they're looking for something,
absolutely.
it has to go out to him. And I think Lamine
but in
Yamal.
what sense eye test is better? Are you saying he's more effective than Salah? Like in what sense are you saying he's eye
Definitely
Again,
test
it's
are
based on the
Previous
irrelevant?
win.
fact that,
Like
bro. Like yeah,
How
but at
whenever
the end of
like
the day,
what,
goals
what are the
matter. You
penalty?
can't say
How many penalties has Salah scored this season? Let me just check.
he has got a lot of penalty goals this
he
season.
has 11 penalties if I'm
Uh,
not wrong.
Yeah, that's a lot.
ah,
But take out the penalties, he's still the top scorer of the Premier League, Rishi.
No, no,
He
I
still has
that's fair
20.
enough.
He
But
still has a 20
I would
plus.
still go Lamine
He
Yamal.
has. He still has a 20 plus goal season without the so-called penalties, and he also had the highest assists in the Premier League, which we all call the best league in the world. And I think you can't take that out and just say Lamine Yamal had a better season. Like you have to put in context. You guys can
Mm.
tell me like, okay, Lamine Yamal dribbles better for sure, 100%. But aesthetically, he looks much pleasing for sure. But in real life, we know numbers matters. Like you can have a tennis player who's aesthetically good, but who wins the set and the game is the winner of the game. I think that matters, right? So yeah, I think for me, having pro, which other right winger had 30 plus goals and like 15 plus assists this year? Like, can
No,
you
but
name
if
one?
you remove the penalty goals, actually, the goal contributions are the same from both of them.
What do you mean goal contrib? You're talking about
Yeah, like
contributions.
yes,
Rahul,
like
I
goals and
remember you had a
assists.
conversation with me where you said La Liga is not a top league and winning the Premier League or playing in the Premier League is much
I agree.
harder.
I agree. I agree. I still
Because when we
agree.
had the same conversation
I
with
still
Messi
agree.
and Haaland, you
I'm
said
agreeing.
Haaland's a
I'm
better player
agreeing.
because he
I
has
am
more
agreeing.
goals and assists in the
I'm
tougher
literally
games.
agreeing. But I like Lamine Yamal more, and I genuinely think that
Even
I
are you do you think I like Salah more
no
than
no no
Lamine
no.
Yamal? No,
Hear me out.
I
You're not
like
hearing me
Lamine
out.
Yamal
I
more,
am
but
saying I think that when that whole Barcelona team, like when they're looking for something, when they're searching for an answer, it goes out to an 18-year-old kid. Like no matter what, it always goes out to him, and he is the guy
Rahul,
who has to do something about it. And I
please
think
look
that's
at
insane. Like for his age,
just
and
please look
I
at
have to give
the
him.
no. Okay, I'll give you something simple. Go, please look at every Real Madrid. I mean, a lot of the goals Barcelona scored against Real Madrid. Go look at the Barcelona goals that they scored in the UCL. Most of their attack comes
Rafinha
from
had a lot to do
Rafinha.
with it.
Most of
Had a
it comes
lot
from
to do with, of
Rafinha,
course.
and it
And
one second. The only game where Lamine Yamal really dominated was that two games against Inter Milan.
Inter.
I'll give it to you. He was the best player those two games. You go watch Barcelona this entire year, you'll realize
Hmm.
Rafinha is the one who creates chances, the one who's there scoring chances, and he creates most of the attack. You take Rafinha out of this team, Barcelona are not the same team. You
No,
take
you
Lamine
can have
Yamal out,
Salah in there. I
Barcelona
don't
can
mind.
still go and push.
I don't mind having Salah in there. I would still just say Lamine Yamal. Just again
I
the
on the
age.
other hand would not have any problem having Rafinha and Lamine Yamal, both
Yeah,
of
even I
them
wouldn't have
in the.
either a problem having both of them. Me neither.
But I
But
don't know, bro. Like at least
bro,
from
Yeah,
what
Rafinha
I've
on the
seen,
left
of
and
course,
Lamine on the
Mohamed
right.
Salah has been somebody who can create something out of nothing. But I just feel this season Lamine Yamal has had that, and
Rishi, he
I
didn't
mean
score.
maybe he
Rishi
has something
Budemi
like
scored
when I
more
see
than
a
Lamine
16,
Yamal
17,
in La
18
Liga.
year old doing it. But maybe I have that bias towards an 17-year-old who recently turned 18, who's doing it
Yeah, it's
at this
also
stage.
that,
But
right? Yeah, I think it's also that. Yeah, it's very hard to look at
yeah,
it very
but
objectively when you look at it from that.
yeah, and just purely be like, okay, but Mohamed Salah has done this. I
Yeah.
mean, the like Mohamed Salah at the end of the day was nowhere to be seen in their Champions League campaign. Of course,
Mm.
he had a lot to do for their league win, but again, I don't know. Maybe it's the Liverpool bias, but yeah, I
Yeah.
Bro,
just
but
can't.
Even I would
like
go Rafinha and
I
Lamine
can
Yamal
say
on
the
either
same thing
side.
for Barcelona also. Like Lamine Yamal wasn't the player who scored those goals and was the most threatening player against Bayern Munich the first time. It was Rafinha who was the best player that time against Dortmund in the
But
second
we
leg.
are having
Like
Rafinha also.
Yeah,
Why?
that's
Why
what.
does it have to be
Yeah.
Rafinha versus
no. The
Even
point
Lamine
is you're
Yamal?
talking about Salah not playing well in like UCL games, but I can say the same
no,
thing with
no,
Lamine Yamal.
I'm not
He's
saying
not good in
Salah
the
is not.
beginning of the
I think
season,
Salah has.
etc.
I
Like
think Salah has done well, but if it came down to it, I would still go Lamine Yamal. Like for the same
Yeah.
way you said
Okay.
that, don't you think there's a better winger? I think Lamine Yamal is a better winger according to me. That's it.
okay, but I'm asking based on what? Like what has this season? What has shown
Adi, he
that
has 43 goal contributions, assists, and goals.
Rahul?
That's not a small number.
See, that's my problem. When we spoke
You're
about
talking like it's
Rahul, one second.
he's
When we
not done
spoke about
anything.
Messi versus Haaland, you said winning the
Why
Premier
are you
League is
going to a
much
conversation
tougher.
that is redundant? I don't understand this.
No.
What is it that got to do with
Rahul,
anything that
okay,
we're talking
okay. So
about?
are you okay? Okay, 1 second. Wait. So are you saying the best striker in the world right now is Victor Gyökeres because of the goals he scored in La Liga, NOS, Liga NOS? Would you
So
just
for
say
me,
bro? He scored 100 goals in the past 2 seasons. Will you
you're
say he's the best
asking a
striker in the
question you're
world?
not letting me answer.
No, it's a simple question. Like, will you
Yeah,
tell he's
so
the
you're
best
not letting
striker
me
in the
answer.
world?
It's a simple question you have to let me answer.
Yes, please tell me.
Yeah, so basically for me, like I said, if I'm convinced of the player and I've seen enough of him, I will say that person is better. For me, I've seen enough of Lamine Yamal to say that, okay, this kid is something insane. He's something special. And I genuinely think that the kind of impact that he has is amazing.
But
I think
Rahul,
he's
you're
better than
talking.
any other right winger in the league. That's
But
just my
Rahul, you're
personal
talking
opinion.
about based on what he can be, based on what he's
No,
done this season.
Adi, he scored 18 goals and he's got 25 assists for the season. That's not nothing. He's
Rahul,
already
that's the
done that.
thing. Rahul, my point is doing that in
Uh,
La Liga versus
You
what?
literally said he doesn't have goals in La
Versus what
Liga.
Salah?
You literally
Wait,
said he doesn't have goals in La Liga. So
sorry.
obviously the goals have come in Champions League.
My friend, you're not letting me finish. I'm saying
Okay.
what Salah did in the Premier League 30
Hmm.
plus goals, 15 assists, 17 assists, something like that. In the Premier League, tell me another player who's done that. Only one player who's done that is Thierry
I'm not.
Henry. No
I
one
don't
else
think.
has
I
done
think
that.
Salah's numbers are insane as well. But
No, but bro,
I
Rahul,
would
it
go
just
Lamine Yamal
those numbers
just for
just
the
don't
story.
come by itself. Is my point. It comes because they are the top players, and the fact is simple. Like if any other player had the same numbers as Lamine Yamal versus Salah, let's say if we swap the numbers, bro. Okay, let's just say if Lamine Yamal had Salah numbers and Salah had Lamine Yamal numbers, would you say Lamine Yamal is better than Salah? Obviously,
Yes.
you would say because his numbers back him. I'm trying to say that
No, I
this
would either
season,
way say Lamine Yamal. But yeah,
dude,
go ahead.
fair. But my point is, this
Yeah.
season, based on what we've seen, Salah has been
Ali,
much
that's your
better than.
opinion. In my opinion, Lamine Yamal, I think has had just an amazing season. I just have seen enough of him to be convinced of it. That's it.
But again, my question is where you said Barcelona's attack is because of Lamine Yamal, but in reality, it's because of Rafinha.
It's
Rafinha has built
because
their
of both of them, but
catalyst.
I think a large part is that they do rely on an 18-year-old kid, that then 17-year-old to do a lot of their work. So, yeah, I have to
It
give him
doesn't.
like
You
credit where
can't
it's due.
take age, bro. If you take age, last year you should have said Bellingham's the best midfielder. You
So
don't
for
talk
me, I
like that
just
because
think like it adds to the story. Of course, I'm not objectively looking at age, but I'm saying for me, it adds to the story, and I would still say Lamine Yamal. Like nothing will convince me right now about this one going the other way. So it's up to you guys. Like I would still have Lamine Yamal and Rafinha both, left
for
and
me,
right.
I think Salah's proven because he played in the Premier League. He scored against Arsenal. He scored against
No,
teams like
that's fair enough.
City,
Like that's
teams like
okay. That's all
United,
good.
Liverpool, Tottenham, Chelsea. He's the one who scored goals. So I don't think you can take that off and just say Lamine Yamal
Fair
because
enough.
of
That's fair enough.
a
Like
3 month
I
match.
have nothing
Okay, I
to
think
say to
Rishi,
that.
who would you choose, bro?
Rishi, who will you go for?
Bruv, I think I've
I think I know who he's
told.
going for.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Lamine Yamal. I mean, 11 penalties. I just can't look beyond
Yeah.
it. Like, of course, I know
So,
the kind of player. I think
Rishi, are
I
you going
even
to
said, I
disregard the
even said
70
earlier.
matches?
I think I even said earlier that Salah will probably be Premier League's greatest winger, even over the likes of guys like Ronaldo or something. But I just feel this season, Lamine Yamal has been a better winger. And then this is my personal
Yeah.
view.
I think again on the left would be Rafinha itself, just the Barcelona guy.
Yeah. Is this our first unanimous decision other than Vitinha? Oh no, there's Vitinha one.
Vitinha and Joao Neves and
Oh right, right.
Courtois to an extent to be fair. And finally, the
But that
striker.
Usman Dembele.
He's not a
But
striker.
he didn't
He
start.
is.
He actually
Yeah,
didn't
but
play for a good part of the
Actually,
season.
that's my point. You guys tell Dembele has been your best player in the world, but you don't want him at
no, I'm
right.
asking.
That's the
I'm
difference. Like
again. I'm just saying.
when
I
can
just
he
he,
is there
he didn't play there and for a long time. So that's the only thing that's putting me off about Usman
Hmm.
Dembele.
But
bro,
his
you watch PSG, he
best came out
basically
when they.
plays all over the pitch. There's no
No,
Yeah,
but
striker.
like I
he
mean,
does.
if you're looking at the striker, if you want a false nine, whatever, like the only, I mean, I would love to have Usman Dembele. I have no problem with it. But the only thing is, he didn't start. The start of the season was not. That's not where he
So your
played.
logic is he's the best player in the world, but he won't be in your starting 11.
So your logic was when Gabriel, he's actually so good. He didn't play 3 4 Champions League games, so he's not there.
Not Champions League games, Rahul. My point is he missed half of the season.
But
You
he's the
don't know
best.
how.
No, but he's the best in
Rahul,
that position.
Rahul, the point is I played first half of the season. Can you just let me finish? I played first half of the season well. Even Saliba had a great first half of the season. Did you see his second half of the season? He did flutter. He started losing a lot. He started making mistakes. My point is with Gabriel, great. He had a great first half season. Bro, he's been my favorite player ever. But my point is he didn't finish off the season. You never know how your season falls down. You can never say because he played well in the first half of the season, he deserves to be in the World 11 because he didn't finish the season. It's simple. You can start the season well, you cannot finish the season well. We all know that's a fact. My point is, can you come here, sit and tell he finished off the season well? I can't say that, but I can say Pacho did that this season. If Gabriel stayed fit for the entire year and he played the way he would have been my first choice easily. Instantly, I would have said Gabriel. Unfortunately, he didn't do that. And my logic is simple.
Hmm.
If he's not playing the full season, you can't sit and say,
No,
you
I
know,
again, I think Usman Dembele is fine. Like I have no problem in having Usman Dembele up top.
but would you play him as a striker for your team? So like
I wouldn't
matters
mind
that.
playing him as a striker for my team.
Damn. Rishi, would you put
Yeah,
Usman
actually, I mean,
Dembele?
see, he didn't, like Rahul said, he didn't start the season up front, but I feel at the end, he came good. Like, the team started playing well, reflecting well after he started playing up front also. He's very flexible, like you said, Adi, plays all across the front line. But at the end of the day, when you look at he has occupied central positions a lot. So that's why I just feel like he can be our forward for now. Maybe other
Yeah,
than
if you want
like,
other
instead.
strikers, I think there's
Who,
Harry
if
Kane,
not
Harry
him,
Kane,
Erling Haaland, Victor Gyökeres. If you want Alexander Isaac,
yeah, I was just
Mbappe,
gonna say
I
Kylian
would say
if
Isak
Mbappe.
is the
anyone,
only other one that I
yeah,
would.
I would have
Yeah,
Alexander Isak again, Opritz from leftish, but still proper striker. Fine,
yeah, I
sure,
Hey,
would say
he
Alexander
is
yeah.
Isak.
proper striker. There's no
He's a
left. He
striker,
doesn't
bro.
play
I
left.
would say Isak or Usman
Hmm.
Dembele, whichever
Yeah,
one that
actually, you
you
know
guys
what?
want to go with. I'm fine.
If you want to have a pure striker, then I'd have Isak over anybody else.
So you're saying Isak over Dembele?
For a pure striker,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is a
Even I
number
wouldn't
nine,
mind
not a
Isak.
The
I
winger
wouldn't
World
playing
mind
11
Isak.
right
striker.
now wouldn't consist of the so-called best players you guys proclaimed.
Who I
What?
never said Haaland is the best player.
No, Dembele. You guys said he's a favorite to win Ballon d'Or, by the way. Just
Yeah, 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 yeah. I would have Dembele. I
Hmm.
wouldn't mind having Dembele at all.
as a striker. So
Actually,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
giving
yes,
you other.
Dembele.
So my point is
Yeah,
there are
yeah.
other players like Mbappe, let's say Isak. I think he had a great
No, I
season.
think it's between Dembele and Isak, but I would be very happy to have Dembele. And I said Ballon d'Or only because he's won the trophies as well with that. But if you're just looking at very objectively, I would love to have Isak in there.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Rishi, who would you have? I think, bro. I think
Eh,
guys like
let's give
Mbappe
it to
deserve.
Isak, bro. Let's have a like a slightly.
Bro,
Let's have Isak.
I don't think he's the best striker in the world. For example, me personally.
Yeah, but
What
I mean,
about
just the season, he's had
Lewandowski?
a brilliant season
Yeah,
again.
I was just gonna say if that's the case, we have to
Rahul,
mention guys like Lewandowski.
Mbappe scored
He's
31 goals
has
this
what
season for Real Madrid in
25
Ballon.
25 goals for
For
Lewandowski. He's what,
Newcastle, I
age
mean, of course, it
26,
makes a
27?
slightly more difference.
I think you guys won't like this, but I think Mbappe is pure striker. I would put Mbappe much better than anyone right now in the world. I would have Mbappe over even Dembele if my team came down to it. Like it's too easy for me. He scored 31 goals in La Liga, mind you, 31 goals.
Yeah, how many
Bro,
pens?
one second. Is he not the European top scorer or something?
Yeah, I think he is, if I'm not wrong.
But how many pens? Again,
Rahul, if you're talking about pens, Rafinha shouldn't be there. Like, what's the point? Like, you can't just say pens, pen.
no, Rafinha, I think
This
I've seen
logic
more.
of taking
I just don't.
penalties doesn't
I
make
would
sense.
personally not have an Mbappe player in my team. Just I don't see the work rate. But yeah,
Work rate as a
yeah,
striker,
yeah.
but he's scoring 31 goals, bro.
How
A
many
player
pens?
who can
That's
score
what I'm saying.
31. Are
I
you
don't know how
saying
many
you
pens he
right,
scored.
Rahul? Are you saying? Oh, so then are we gonna? Okay, then look at Dembele pens. Look at Mbappe pens. Are we going to start doing that for every
No, but
player? I
I
don't think.
just see Dembele being a lot more overall like involved. I just don't see that from Mbappe.
What is 31 goals in La Liga? Is that not involved as a striker?
I'm talking about like all round game. Yeah, 31 goals he scored again. That's why I'm asking you how many
Yeah,
pens. I don't know how many.
Rahul. Okay, I don't want to go back to this, but when we had that conversation about Messi and Haaland, you said Haaland's numbers were crazy. You didn't consider the same logic of penalties. You didn't consider the same logic of him not being overall well round, him not pressing enough, him not doing the dirty work as a striker. So why is that logic coming in now? Is this that
Because
like
they Messi was not playing in a top five league. He was playing in the French league half the season, and then I think he went to whatever. I think he ended up playing where Inter Miami or whatever when the whole thing happened. So yeah, that's just it. I mean, for now, I would just say Isak or
no,
Haaland,
but you
whichever.
still said
Sorry,
Haaland's the best player in the
Isak
world
or
because of
Isak or
no.
Dembele, whichever one you want to go with.
I would say Mbappe, but yeah, Rishi, who would you
Yeah,
choose, bro?
Rishi.
Out of these three options, apparently.
I
Who?
still would say
What are
Isak. I
the
think I
options
would say
again?
Isak
Bro, I'm
also.
just too torn between Isak and Dembele, not
I would say
anybody
Isak
else.
just because of the fact that again he plays for Newcastle and it would be nice to have somebody like that there.
I
Hey,
mean,
that's so
that doesn't
sad.
mean he's the
We're
best
talking
player,
about
bro. We're talking about
Dembele
the
about
best
to win
players,
the
top
Ballon
players
d'Or,
No, I don't
playing.
mind
who
either. That's what I'm
had.
saying. I'm just saying just because of the fact that he does
I
play for
think we have to be
Newcastle.
very fair. Then it would just be too unfair to Dembele, bro. I'm having Dembele. It's just.
Fine, let's have Dembele. I have no problem with.
Mm.
I think, by the way, Mbappe had more goals and assists than Dembele this year overall. But yeah,
Yeah,
I think if you want to have that, I think you're gonna have Mbappe, Rafinha, Mbappe, and Usman Dembele on the right. Maybe that would work for me.
I'd still have Lamine Yamal. But yeah. All right, that's that, guys. We've finally come to a conclusion of this 11. Rafinha, Dembele, Lamine Yamal, Vitinha, João Neves, and Pedri in the midfield, and you've got Nuno Mendes. Um, I think that is Pacho, yeah, Van Dijk and Yurian Timber, and finally Courtois as your keeper. But yeah, that's that. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and share the video, subscribe to SportsKhabri, and let us know what you think of this 11. Thank you so much.